what was childhood like for you growing up?
So my childhood, I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. So I'm a
Oh,
northeastern
wait,
Ohio.
hold up. We got to
Yeah,
pause already.
you said
You're
hold
from,
up.
you're from Youngstown?
Yes.
I grew up in Latonia. My parents live in Columbiana, so
Get out of here. Another 330 native.
yeah, yeah. I just talked to another agent last week or a week and a half ago, and she had us a 330. I was like, all right, what part of Northeast Ohio? Because if you're from Northeast Ohio, that is a big section, right? Are we talking
Yes.
Youngstown, Akron, Canton, Cleveland? Like, what are we talking here? So,
Right. Right.
what part of Youngstown? Like in Youngstown, or what?
In
A
the
suburb?
city.
Okay,
Yes. I went to graduated from East High School. Um, my childhood was definitely colorful, I'll say. It was a good childhood. I always say I'm a 70s baby. It was definitely different. I think you're a lot younger than me, John. But
my mom was born there. My grandparents lived there for a long time. So I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it was Northeast Ohio. It's a different. I think LeBron James said it best. Everything is earned. You work for everything.
Yeah.
You have some of one of the most hardworking people from Northeast Ohio. I think a lot of people that I come in contact with that's from Northeast Ohio, they are very hard workers, and a lot of them prosper very well here in Columbus, Ohio, because they know the struggle back in Northeast Ohio. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's part of my story, right? So it's like I graduated college, got married, got divorced all in the first year of me being in the business, and part of
Hmm.
that motivation was I'm not going back home, right? Like
Right.
and Northeast Ohioans, it's just a different mentality and a mindset. Like my dad would have charged me rent anyways, right? He wouldn't have given me no freebies. So
Right.
I'm paying rent anywhere. I might as well pay rent here and not go back home. So
Right. 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 We are definitely a little bit harder on our kids. Um, we definitely expect them to really work hard, so
yeah,
I get it.
yeah. So did you have any interest, hobbies, anything growing up that
I was the girl that I really just like boys. Growing up, I I didn't play any sports. Me and my crew that I hung out with, we were out. Before I was a teenager, we were outside kids. I mean, like
Yeah.
we would be gone all day. They'd be calling you like, "Come eat dinner at least." Um, so once I got to high school, I always worked. Once I got to high school, I worked at my first job was at Sears. Everybody else was working at like McDonald's and places like that. Um, I always wanted to be a business major. I was taking like this program in high school called the IOE COE program, and it gets you into a job in the office. So I wasn't at Sears like selling clothes and merchandise. I was actually in the offices there. And I was just always been a really, really organized person from high school because we had to learn how to type and we had to learn how to file and we had to learn and I just always wanted to do business management. Eventually I went to work, like I left there, went to Gateways to a Better Living. That's working with the MRDD, really like that. Then was with my son's dad, and we had my son, and we broke up. And while we were together, I moved to Columbus in 1999, and I got a job with the state of Ohio when I was 22 years old.
Is that what brought you to Columbus? Was the job
Yep,
opportunity? Okay.
yep. And when we broke up, I moved back to Northeast Ohio, and I just transferred my job back to the prison up there. And I was there for another 7 years. Um, in the meantime, I had my daughter, and things started getting rough with the job, having a newborn. And I transferred back to Columbus again in 2007. She was 1 years old to get into another state job that was Monday through Friday, weekends, holidays off, because I was working like weekends. I was a
Yeah.
correctional officer, stuff like that. And then I started college while I was raising my two kids. Got my associates in criminal justice. Got my bachelor's in business management while working a full time job, and I've been here ever since.
What um what originally had you go the corrections officer route?
Believe it or not, my dad was like, "Hey, you didn't have a son now. You need to get a job with benefits, and they don't do anything but babysit." You know, he was like, "It's good money." My goal was to be a toll. I was trying to get in the toll booth because that was like a state job too.
Yeah, yeah.
Had a couple interviews, didn't ever hear back. So the prison called and they needed people, and I've been there ever since.
You're still doing it.
I'm not a correctional officer now, but I do still work for the state.
Okay.
I'm a correctional record supervisor. I work at our central office downtown.
Okay.
Um, and it's I've been there 24 and a half years of my life
Yeah.
since I was 22 and I'm 47. So I've been there a long time.